Hi everyone, my name is Alexa Mata, and for my Photo Voice project, I chose a picture of the library at Hugging Center in Kremen School in room 50, which is a bilingual room where I recently am doing my clinical experiences. When I first looked at the library, I just honestly was really amazed by it because it looked so cute, so colorful, and it's so different from what we have in my hometown, Peru. I like that there were so many different books and that the space looked inviting to children. But after taking this class, I realized that the bookshelf tells a bigger story than just like having books from different languages. One of the reasons I chose this picture is because this is a Spanish language classroom, so they speak mostly Spanish. We do have an hour of just English, but it's at like the latest time. Even though many students speak English as their first language, the classroom is designed to immerse them in Spanish. The books are in both Spanish and English, but there's more books in Spanish than in English because if we read them an English book, we do have to translate the whole book so they could read it. And I think that sends a really positive message that both languages are valuable. Our course talks about settler colonialism, which is not just something that happened in the past. It's an ongoing system that tried to replace indigenous and other cultures with Dominion culture and language. Schools played a big role in this by encouraging assimilation and often treating English as the only acceptable language. One historical practice that stood out to me was language suppression. Many Mexican American students were expected to speak only English in school, while Spanish was seen as the issue or the problem, and instead of like the strength, because Spanish can't help the person just like be themselves because that's their home language. Instead of building what students already knew, schools expected them to leave part of their identity behind. Another practice we learned about was the exclusion of Mexican American history and experiences from schools. Many students did not see their culture or community represented in what they learned or at all, like in the classroom, which could make them feel like their stories were not important or not special enough. Looking at my photograph after learning about these topics completely changed how I see this classroom. First of all, it's my first time ever being in a pre-K class, so for me it's very exciting. I used to teach in Peru, so our pre-K was completely different, and here we have a lot of books, we have a reading area, dramatic play, and it's just very new to me. I love the classroom that I see in there. Instead of hiding Spanish, the classroom celebrates it. They encourage Spanish, and they're always speaking in Spanish. Even teachers are speaking in Spanish. The library includes books, like I said, in both languages, and the environment makes Spanish visible and normal. And we also have like some Mexican little, it's not like a flag, but it's just like little like decoration in there that represents Mexican culture, which I love that. Something that has really stood out to me during my first couple of weeks at the Hugging Center is that the students do not seem worried if they do not understand every single word in Spanish. Sometimes when a student like really doesn't understand it, we say it first in Spanish, and then if he or she doesn't really understand it, we just say it in English, and then we say it again in Spanish. That way he can reinforce that word. They are excited about the pictures, the colors, and the story itself. Watching that made me realize that children are actually naturally curious and they love to learn about other languages and they understand the language so well. This project also made me think about my own experience growing up in Peru. Our classroom and infrastructure looked way different, and I wish I had an experience in a library like this, with so many colorful books and opportunities to explore different languages and different stories. The biggest lesson I learned is that the architecture of schooling is not just building the furniture or just having the furniture laid out. It is also the books on the shelves, the languages that are spoken, and the message children receive about who belongs, which everyone does. Before this assignment, I would have just seen a colorful and pretty and aesthetic library, but now I see it as a place that includes representation, it includes inclusion, it includes everything. I think there's so much in there that you see so many things of like culture, you see about identity, and it's just a really pretty and beautiful like thing to see, because you see so much respect for different cultures and different things that we have. So yeah, this is definitely a course that I'm really excited about taking, and I love to see all the representation that we have, especially in my classroom, because it is a Spanish speaking class. I love to see all the different representation that we have everywhere, because even outside, in the front door, we have everything in Spanish, like the menus in Spanish, we have the class schedule in Spanish, even the stuff for the parents, it's in Spanish, and then we have like a little side that is English. So I love the representation, and it is very important. Thank you for listening.